in a galaxy where humans were considered weak, expendable, and laughable. No one would have predicted that our species could earn the respect of the most powerful alien empires. Entire civilizations had dismissed us, labeling humanity as fragile, insignificant, and too emotional to survive among the stars. Yet here I was, standing in the heart of the alien palace, facing a moment I could never have imagined. The daughter of the infamous alien queen, running toward me, throwing her arms around me in a hug. It wasn't a simple act of kindness, it was a declaration, a signal that humanity's reputation, often scorned, was changing in ways the galaxy could never have anticipated. The day had begun like any other mission. Our diplomatic envoy was supposed to be a simple gesture, a test of goodwill, perhaps a preliminary treaty negotiation, but nothing in my training prepared me for the spectacle of the alien queen's palace. Towering crystalline spires reached into the sky, reflecting light like molten metal, while the corridors shimmered with alien symbols and holographic displays that danced and shifted as if alive. Guards moved silently, armored in suits that gleamed with a strange energy, their eyes unreadable beneath glowing visors. Every step I took was measured, careful not to offend the centuries-old etiquette of this alien species. As I was led into the central chamber, the alien queen herself emerged, a figure both terrifying and awe-inspiring. Her presence radiated power, her gaze was sharp enough to pierce through the bravest of hearts. Stories of her conquest were legendary. Entire planets had fallen before her fleets, and civilizations had been erased from history in the blink of an eye. Yet, despite this, the moment I stepped into the room, I sensed that the real story was about to be written, not by fleets or weapons, but by an unexpected gesture that would challenge every assumption the galaxy had about humanity. Then, a sudden movement caught my attention. From behind the throne, a figure darted forward. It was her, the alien princess. Unlike the rigid, imposing figures surrounding her mother, she moved with an energy and grace that was both startling and mesmerizing. Her eyes glowed with a color I couldn't name, a mix of curiosity and determination. The palace fell silent. Even the queen's guards froze mid-step, unsure of how to react. And then, she ran straight toward me. Time seemed to slow. I barely had a moment to process the scene before she was in front of me, and without hesitation, she embraced me. Shock, disbelief, and an odd warmth flooded my senses. I had anticipated negotiation, hostility, or intimidation, but not this. The princess's gesture was genuine, her hand steady and soft against my armor. The room, filled with the weight of history and tension, seemed to shrink around us. In that moment, I realized that humanity's strength wasn't just in technology or numbers, it was in courage, empathy, and the ability to surprise even the most powerful empires. The alien queen's reaction was immediate. Her voice, sharp and commanding, echoed through the chamber. "You understand what you are doing, child?" she demanded, radiating authority. The princess did not flinch. Her eyes met her mother's, unwavering, and in that gaze, I could see centuries of expectation being challenged. It was a lesson for me as well as for everyone in the room. Strength and respect were not solely earned through conquest and fear. They could also be achieved through trust, bravery, and humanity. The palace itself was a marvel, a testament to centuries of alien ingenuity. Crystalline walls shifted subtly, displaying past victories and ancient symbols, each telling a story of power, dominance, and history. Holographic displays floated in midair, showing star charts, fleet formations, and planetary data. Every detail screamed precision, control, and authority. And yet, in the middle of this imposing grandeur, the simple act of a hug from the princess altered the entire dynamic. It humanized a place built to intimidate and conquer, showing that even in the harshest environments, empathy and courage could create change. As the princess pulled back, a small smile touched her lips. "You are not what I expected," she whispered. That brief statement carried the weight of centuries, and I understood immediately that humanity had earned more than a fleeting moment of attention. We had earned a foothold of respect, a recognition that our species, though small and underestimated, could influence even the most powerful civilizations. Word of the incident spread quickly, transmitted across vast distances through the alien networks. Fleets in nearby sectors detected anomalies in protocols and formations. Analysts scrambled to understand the shifts. A human, one among billions, had caused ripples across an entire alien empire, not through firepower, but through courage and the ability to connect. Humanity was no longer invisible. We were no longer simply another species to be conquered. We were an unpredictable force, capable of inspiring loyalty, hesitation, and respect across galaxies. I spent the following days exploring the palace, observing its complexity and beauty, Every chamber, corridor, and spire was filled with history and purpose. The alien technology, far beyond anything humans had developed, seemed to be alive, interacting with its surroundings in ways that defy physics. Yet, despite all this technological mastery, the human touch, small, emotional, courageous, had reshaped the perception of an entire empire. Negotiations commenced shortly thereafter. The queen's demeanor remained imposing, but there was a subtle shift in tone. Advisors who once dismissed humanity as weak now consulted us with caution. Treaties that had seemed impossible were suddenly under discussion. The princess, though still youthful and curious, became a silent advocate for a new perspective, one in which humans were not just enemies or commodities but potential allies, capable of unexpected ingenuity and resilience. Standing on the observation deck of our flagship, I watched human and alien ships patrol the same sectors in cautious coordination. The galaxy, vast and indifferent, seemed a little more aware of us. The hug from the princess had not only altered the political landscape, but had redefined the perception of humanity across thousands of star systems. Our courage, unpredictability, and empathy had become weapons in their own right, proving that even a fragile species could command influence in a universe that had long dismissed us. Reflecting on everything that had occurred, I understood that history would remember not just battles or victories, but gestures, acts of bravery, trust, and connection that reshaped destinies. Humanity's moment in that palace was small in scale, but monumental in impact. It reminded me, and I hope it reminds the galaxy, that sometimes the greatest power lies not in weapons or strategy, but in courage, empathy, and the willingness to defy expectations. The embrace of the alien princess was not just a personal experience, it was a beacon of hope, signaling a new era in which humanity could rise above the doubts and fear of others, proving that even the smallest of species could leave an indelible mark among the stars. As I stood there, watching the stars stretch endlessly above, I realized something profound. Even in a galaxy filled with war, politics, and fear, humanity had the power to make a difference. One simple act, an unexpected hug from the alien princess, had changed perceptions, shifted alliances, and reminded the universe that courage, empathy, and hope were weapons as powerful as any fleet or weapon system. And now, the story, my experience, and the journey of humanity in the stars are just the beginning. If you want to witness more epic moments, incredible HFY stories, and thrilling adventures among the stars, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Join us as we explore the galaxy, face impossible odds, and see what humanity is truly capable of. Don't miss a single story. Hit that subscribe button and be part of the adventure.